You ever have one of those moments where you say, that's it, I'm done. No more blind buys, no more late night browsing, no more charging $300 just to smell like a cedar tree dipped in orange juice. I've had that moment about 1,000 times. After the whole credit card and creed phase I talked about last time, I did hit a wall. A few actually. There were pockets of clarity, little windows where I'd step back and say, what am I doing? Why do I own enough cologne to outlast a zombie apocalypse? And I'd stop for a while. There were even times when I went all in. I listed bottles on eBay and sold a few. Some of my rarest pieces, fragrances that now go for triple what I paid. And right after I'd shipped them out, I'd go through all 5 stages of grief. Denial. I really didn't wear that one anyway. Anger. Why did I let it go? Bargaining. Maybe I can message the buyer and ask to buy it back. Depression. What have I done? And then finally, acceptance, which, let's be honest, usually ended in another blind buy. I'd like to say that I broke that cycle clean, but addiction, real addiction, isn't just about buying too much. It's about why you're buying in the first place. For me, fragrance filled a gap. It was a lack of confidence and unresolved relationship wounds, moments where I didn't feel seen, until someone walked up and said, hey, you smell amazing. And once you feel that, you want more. But here's the twist. When your collection starts to grow and your shelf gets full and you realize no one else even sees that shelf, you start asking bigger questions. That's when the fragrance community came in. Forums, YouTube, Instagram. It was like stepping into this underground world where suddenly you weren't the weird one for owning 80 bottles. You were underbuilt. And for a while, that made me feel seen, validated, not alone. But if I'm being honest, it also gave me permission to keep feeding the beast. I could justify any purchase with, but this one's a hidden gem, or everyone says it smells like Aventus, but better. And when a community gives you validation and encouragement, but also makes you feel like you're always one bottle short of complete, that's not a community, that's a casino. Now, don't get me wrong, I am grateful for the fragrance world and I've met amazing people, I've learned a lot, but I've had to find my own line. What was I collecting? Bottles or moments? Value or validation? That's why I'm doing this. Today, I'll be unpacking another round, probably 10 or 20 bottles. I don't know what's in there and I don't know what'll stay, but I'm not rushing into judgment. Each bottle gets its own moment, not because it's rare or because it's expensive or hyped, but because at some point I thought it mattered enough to buy, and that still deserves respect. So let's get into it and let's see what surfaces physically and emotionally. All right, here we go. We're jumping in. Bottle number 1. Let's see what we have. Oh, I cheated a little bit. I could see a little bit of the color from the bag. Oh, here we go. Old school Creed Aventus in the 120 ml bottle. I'm not going to be able to read the batch code off of this because my eyes aren't that good, quite frankly. But yeah, that is magical. And yes, this is absolutely staying. There's probably about half of a bottle left and I will use every bit of it. So it's gonna go back here on this shelf, and I have recently secured this shelf to the wall, so it's not going anywhere, thank goodness. All right, next bottle. And I know I can't keep all of these bottles, but we're going to go through them with care, and the ones I know I'm not going to wear, or the ones I feel that are just not going to get much attention, they're going bye-bye. Chanel Pour Monsieur Eau de Parfum. This is just the classiest white button-up shirt, dressed up to go somewhere, smell like an absolute gentleman. There's just no replacing this. It's one of my favorite fragrances of all times. So it's it's staying. And again, I know I can't keep all of them, but that's a definite keeper, without a doubt. All right, next. Spicebomb Fresh, Viktor and Rolf. This one is really good, and it actually is a Florida scent, but I can't keep everything, so this one is gonna go bye-bye. It's gonna find a new home somehow, some way. All right, so this one is still in a box. This one has been discontinued for a long time. This is Giorgio Armani Mania, and it is brand new, never sprayed. Oh yeah, that is, and this is a good one. But I know that I'm not going to keep it, and I'm going to gift it to my friend Mark, who this was his scent, you know, growing up. So, you know, knowing that you can't get a hold of this, he's kind of one of those guys that, you know, if he wants whatever it is, he can just go out and grab it. But when something's more challenging to get a hold of and it might not be available somewhere, those are the gifts that I love to give. So hopefully Mark doesn't watch my channel, because if he does, then he knows he's going to get this. But we're gonna put that aside for Mark. All right. So next magical package. And I know, I kind of feel what that is, and I don't want to go through those yet. So we're going to pick up something different. Here we go. Okay, Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. So this one is like a lemon cream pie. I know that probably doesn't sound like something you'd want to spray on yourself, but oh my God, I know I'm gonna have shit all over me. Oh my God, that is so freaking good. So, and if I'm not mistaken, this is one that they don't make anymore, and they only made for a short period of time. And this will definitely be one. I'm a fan of Chanel, you know, Coco Chanel, and, you know, her story. And I don't have a lot of different Chanels, but the ones that I do have, you know, I believe are the ones. So yeah, that's going on the shelf. I'd be hard pressed to ever, you know, part with that one. So here's the next one. Ooh, this feels strange. Because it's a dude's torso. So this is a Jean-Paul Gaultier, and I can't remember which one, and I'll be damned if I can see that. This is the one that smells like coconut water. It's a, you know, summer Florida style fragrance. So this one will either get used up, like I'll wear it every day until it's gone, or I'll look at it a couple times and say, even though it's Florida and it's a Florida scent and it does smell like coconut, which I freaking love, do I really need it with all the rest of these? You know, the last thing I want to do is when I nod off, my wife has to figure out what am I going to do with all of these fragrances? She's not going to, you know, want to have to deal with all of this mess. So let's hope that doesn't happen for the next however many years. But, you know, I think about those things. You do when you get older. So we're going to put that up there. I'm not putting these up in any particular order. I'll arrange them as we get some more clarity on what's actually staying. Christmas time, Christmas time. Oh, it's another dude's torso. But which dude's torso is it? So this was the one that they had a Superman version. They had, I believe, a Popeye version, and then this weird little sailor guy. But again, this is a Florida fragrance. It's nice, it's light. I never really wore this much because, you know, you can't tell because the top is opaque, but it's pretty much, it's full. So I'm not gonna keep this one. that one's gonna go bye-bye. So This box is kind of cheating because there are a lot of fragrances in this box that are still in the box, brand new. And I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, there's a lot of things in this box. Oh, here's another one. This is another Jean-Paul Gaultier. This one's called Ultra Male. Ultra Male is, I've heard some people call it Ultra Male. I don't know if people try to pronounce things like ultra fancy to make it sound different, or if because it's French, if it is, you have to pronounce it a certain way. Please educate me on this, but I mean, as you read it phonetically, it's Ultra Male. This one smells really, really, really good. And I don't know if it's worth anything, you know, to sell it to someone, but it's all the way at the top. It's like right here. So, you know, it smells great, but I'm gonna have a billion fragrances here. So I'm not gonna put this one on the shelf. I'm gonna put that one on the, you know, we'll figure out what to do with it later, whether it's gifted to someone that I really feel that would appreciate it and love it, or if it's just, you know, just sell it and take the hit and take the loss, because it's not just a loss monetarily, it's a loss emotionally. You know, even some of these that have been older or rare or batch codes, you know, I don't know if I just choose to sell things at the worst time ever, but you know, I never seem to get anywhere near the money that when I'm looking for it again after, like, say I had regret and now I'm like, oh, I want to buy that back again. It's always like 4 times the money that I sold it for, and I don't know why that happens. So this one's Roberto Cavalli Uomo, and it is really, really good. And it's full, but this is another one that's just I probably bought because someone said that, oh my God, it's freaking awesome, you have to have it. And I bought it, and I probably smelt it, and I probably wore it one day to work and was like, yeah, that's good, but I've got 27 other fragrances that are just as good that are also full. So, you know, that's the downfall of blind buying. Here's a Viktor Rolf Spicebomb Extreme. Now, this one is really, really good. It is freaking full too, geez. You can see where this problem is, but I don't need this. And, you know, we have like 3 days of winter here that I could actually wear this. And the 3 days of winter that we do have in Florida, I could tell you there's some things that I know that are in here. I will absolutely wear those first. So this one is going bye-bye somewhere, somehow. Okay, I know what all of those are, so I could tell by the feel of the bottle. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I've got a ton of a specific brands that I collected all of those particular bottles throughout all of the years, so I know just by the feel of them what they are. And I'm sure you could guess what it is. It's I'll give you a hint, and we'll see if anyone has watched this far in the comments. The bottle is a weird shape, comes in all different colors for all the different ones. The sprayer sucks. It's really hard to press down, and it makes this weird squeaky sound when you press it down. And that's all that I'll give you. So this one is Chanel Platinum. I think it's spelled or pronounced Egoiste or Egoiste. It's an eau de toilette. This one is freaking phenomenal, and it is one of my favorite fragrances. It lasts a long time, even though it's a, you know, eau de toilette concentration. It lasts a long time, and I get a feeling when I wear this that I can't really explain it, but it is a feeling of confidence. Like, you've got your shit together. If you know, I've smelled this on other people, and that was the reason why I bought it. And I smelled it on someone else, and I was like, "Ew, that guy's got his shit together." And, you know, sure enough, he did. But he was nice enough to tell me what he was wearing, and I bought it instantly. So that's going up on the keep it shelf. All right, so I'm going to take out a bottle here that I see. So this one's in the box, and this one I could tell is my wife's. So this is going to go on her vanity, but we'll just take a peek at it real quick because it's my favorite fragrance on her. Creed Royal Princess Oud. Oh my God. Dude, that gave me chills. That just gave me freaking chills, because not only does it smell amazing, but it reminds me of her. So, you know, that instant, this is her scent. So that reminds me of her, of great times that we've had together, you know, days that we've gotten, you know, dressed up to go out or go on vacation. Like, this is phenomenal. And this is definitely going on her shelf, and it is, you know, not going to be one that we part with. All right, here's another small little bottle. It doesn't feel like a tester bottle. Oh, this one, Chanel Antaeus. Holy crap. This one has balls. And I mean that not just from a, you know, you spray it on and it's strong and other people can smell it. It's strong, but in all the best ways. Like, this is Burt Reynolds, hair on your chest, you know, like old school 80s hard rock. It is just, you know, just smelling it brings back so many memories. And it's an eau de toilette concentration. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the size bottle it comes in. I don't believe that it was available, at least when I purchased this. I got the biggest and the best that I could, and that's all that it was this little tiny guy, and you could only buy it from the Creed boutique. That was it. So this is one of those ones where when this is gone, it might be for like a birthday or something where I ask my wife, okay, you know, I want this for my birthday if I can find it. This might be one that I do replace when it's gone, just because it just so many good memories. So there's that. So here we go. We're gonna do 2 more, and that's gonna be it for this video. I don't like these to be too long because, you know, honestly, YouTube is a strange thing. You know, I ask you to invest your time to watch me unbox fragrances when you could be doing other things. So if you've watched this far, I'm very, very thankful for you. And, you know, it's something that doesn't go unnoticed. So here we go, Bleu de Chanel Parfum. So this one, I think they make an eau de toilette, an eau de parfum, a parfum, then there might have been an elixir after that. Out of all of them, this one is my favorite though. This one just smells so good. It's super classy. I love Chanel. I was kind of like, you know, that was one of my brands that I, you know, felt good about having on my shelf. And this will be one that I absolutely keep, and, you know, I will use it, and I won't give it away. Okay, so we're going to do one last one. This is a tough one. So this is in the cellophane, brand new. I never opened it. This was Creed 10-year Aventus anniversary. So there's this wonderful lady named Vera at Neiman Marcus, and she had me on speed dial. Anything that would come out in any of her counters that she sold at, boom, she would give me a call. And a lot of times I had the courage to say, thank you, Vera, I love you, but no thank you. When she told me she had this and there was only like 10 bottles allocated to her store and that was it, I'm like, Vera, put one under the counter. You've got my credit card number. Just do it. Just make it happen right now. I'm on my way. I'm going to come and pick it up. So will this get sold? I don't think so. I don't want to be, you know, definitive like that. Like, no, I'm keeping it. But this one might be something I have to really think about before I say I'm going to part ways with it. But and that's it. Thanks for spending time with me today. And until next time, smell good, stay grounded, because sometimes peace begins with letting go.